Mr. President. I'd like to ask the Minister for Enterprise why the Department recently terminated the Ramsey Shipyard lease, how much rent is outstanding, what other losses the Department incurred, and what action is being taken.
Call on the Minister for Enterprise, Mr. Skelly.
Our Department terminated the Ramsey Shipyard lease following legal action. The Department commenced proceedings in the High Court to seek possession of the premises, together with judgment and execution for substantial arrears of rent and mezzanine profits, together with costs. After a contested hearing at the High Court, the Department, by a judgment made on the 7th of March 2016, obtained a possession order against DSC, the former lessee of Ramsey Shipyards, together with a judgment and execution to recover outstanding rent and profits owed. The possession order was not enforced until the 7th of September 2016. Judgment and execution was also granted against DSC in respect of arrears of rent and profits from the 1st of August 2013 to the 5th of February 2016 in the sum of £41,574. DSC were also ordered to pay profits from the 5th of February 2016 at a rate of £1,579 per month until delivery up to the possession. DSC obtained an extension to vacate the premises until the 7th of October and eventually vacated the premises in November 2016. The total amount owing by DSC, including rents, rates, interest due, now stands at £52,632, together with the Department's reasonable legal costs. In relation to the enforcement of the judgment and execution, the Department took legal advice as to how to proceed, together with the assistance from the coroner. The Department has sought to enforce the judgment against the assets of the former lessee. To date, such enforcement has been unsuccessful, as the former lessee does not have any assets that the judgment can be enforced against. However, the judgment is enforceable up to 6 years, so if our officers suspect at any time that the former lessee has acquired assets, the Department will seek to enforce the order against those assets. For honourable members' further information, the Department of Infrastructure now manages the Department's industrial properties, and I understand that the DOI has a plan to use part of the premises for its own use and to make the remainder available to a private tenant, which is an existing Ramsey-based business. Good morning.
Supplementary, Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank the Minister for his answer there, and I'd just ask him if he could clarify a couple of particular points. The first thing is he refers to an outstanding period from August 2013 to November 2016, which is 3.25 years of unpaid rent. Can he confirm how long the occupier actually paid rent for, if at all, whilst he was in residence? Secondly, he says that the former lessee doesn't have any assets. Can he clarify whether that is the company or the individual behind the company? Because I think if it's the latter, that there may well be assets. And can he confirm that the Department will do everything in its power to actually recover public funds which have been lost in this manner?
Mr. Skelly.
Good morning, Dr. I don't have the exact details of when the rent and payments were up to date, but I can clearly, from the original answer, there has been a very long period of those rent arrears, which is exactly why the Department pursued the route it did take. Clearly, that took a considerable amount of time, following the pace of legal responsibility. I do not know with regards to the owner's assets. This is actually going after the lessee, which is actually a company, and clearly we have legal obligations that we do have to follow in respect to that. But I will ensure this court that we are taking every action we possibly can to recover the public funds and to obviously ensure that we have a good, secure, prosperous operation going forward, which of course is what's stated at the very end of my original answer.
Further supplementary, Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Does the Minister find it acceptable that we're in this situation where a tenant has quite frankly taken advantage of the Department's position and hasn't paid rent at all for at least 3.25 years. He's had 6 months after the possession order, during which time assets of the business may have not been as protected as they should have been, and it would appear that the sheltering behind a company when they as an individual have substantial assets.
Minister to reply.
No, I don't think it is acceptable, which is exactly why we followed the route that we have taken. However, I think what the honourable member is alluding to there is with regards to the power and breadth of the legal ability to recover personal assets, which is an entirely different matter altogether. We have followed the process. We have begun this back in 2011, and we can only move at the pace and as the law permits. Clearly, we're lawmakers, and if there are opportunities to consider changes in the law, this is the place to actually bring it forward. So, but that is another matter not related to the lease and the lessor that we've actually been involved with in this particular case.
Supplementary, Mr. Robert Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. Regardless of the rights and wrongs of this, does the Minister accept and agree with me that it's always a matter of great caution that we start bringing individual issues related to individuals onto the floor of Tynwald in this way?
Yes, of course. We are talking about an individual case here, and this is clearly an asset not just for Ramsey in the north, but I'd say the Isle of Man with regards to our marine economy. But I would also accept the point made there by my honourable colleague, Mr. Robert Shaw, with regards to personal individuals being raised on the floor here.